Happy New Year! What's the word? What's happening? Back in full effect. First part of the year, you already know, whenever you hit that MVP chant, it's the most valuable podcast in the world, big dog. It's the Hitmen podcast. Got a full house to bring in the new year. Cinco, MG, KD in here. What's the word, fellas? How y'all feeling, man?
Yeah, we in this bitch.
Straight to the point, huh?
Straight to it, man. Y'all know how we do it. Happy New Year to everybody, man. We back in live, full effect. It's a full house, man. I'm feeling good, man. How y'all be?
Hey, be great over here. It was a very amazing blue New Year's.
Yeah, I knew he was going there. I knew he was going there.
To this day.
Hey, bro, it's about to get even better, bro. Matthew Stafford and the Rams at Ford Field, first round of the playoffs.
You losing me.
We about to be
You
cooking.
losing me, bro. You losing me. We started off good. I don't know where you going with it right now. Detroit, you claim you wasn't a Lions fan for 2 years. Now all of a sudden, here we go.
I'm not. I'm rooting for the Rams. That ain't changed.
Bro, just you.
This is the payback. This is the revenge, the real revenge.
You all over the place.
Would it be
Michigan
for
get
Matthew
into the
Stafford?
championship, and then Detroit win the division for the first time in 30 years in your lifetime.
I don't care about the Lions.
Oh my God.
And he going for the Rams?
We already know, bro. This is my revenge game, bro.
Oh, that's right on time.
I need Stafford to walk in the Ford Field and beat the Lions. I might want that more than the Super Bowl win, bro. You know how appreciated that's gonna be.
Cinco, what's up, bro? How you feeling, Fi? You all right, bro?
Man, we feeling good, man. It's 2024, man. We has a great weekend of sports.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man, we're ready to get back to it. First episode of the year. We finna get to it, man.
What you leaving in the back? What you leaving back in 2023? Like the chick that's on the stepping stone. You ain't doing that?
Man, I'm trying to lead D'Angelo Russell in 2023, man. That's what we trying to leave behind, man.
They talking about he coming to the Bulls, maybe.
I wish. I hope. That's God willing.
That long pause. I didn't know if that was gonna be good or bad.
Y'all tell me about the bad habits that y'all leaving in last year. One, just give me one.
You got one bad habit?
Yeah. It could be whatever. Leaving the trash ass parlays in 2023. Leaving overcooking the eggs, overcooking the rice. You know what I'm saying?
I just put me a $5 23 pick in the other day.
I'm leaving behind betting on any Hornets players. I'm not betting on no Hornets players for the rest of the year.
Klay Thompson. Leaving Klay Thompson.
Definitely leave Klay Thompson out. Definitely leave Klay Thompson out your parlay.
Hey, I got one. We're gonna leave all Cowboy slander in 2023.
Nah, we can't guarantee that, brother.
Yeah, see.
We ready to spit that hate out. We ready to spit that hate out in a couple weeks.
Cowboys supposed to be playing tonight. What the fuck is going on?
I think mine gonna be simple though. I'm leaving complaining in 2023. I ain't finna. I could complain, but I won't. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm gonna chill on whatever's coming my way is coming my way. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm gonna just react to all of it the same. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tweak off on it like I used to. I'm not gonna let people knock me off my square like I used to, and I have been letting people knock me off my square for the past couple years, reacting to stuff that I shouldn't be, allowing myself to kind of get pulled into stuff that don't really acquire my attention. So that's what I'm on. You feel me? That's what I'm on.
Okay, then some realization around this camp.
Yeah, man. But what I'm not.
Here we are bullshitting, and Chris trying to get his life in line.
I got to, bro. I got to. I'm moving like my life depends on it, cause it do. But before we get off into the show, man, I want to talk about a couple things that kind of like was on my mind, but like I don't even know what to call it, guilty pleasures or whatever. Y'all been tuned into this Thugger trial at all?
Bro, nah, I've been getting my updates from you.
MG5, y'all checked it out?
Hey, now and then. Whatever come across my timeline, I check it out. But not step by step.
Bro, I'm tuned into it like it's must-see TV. You heard? And that ain't even what I usually be on. I don't watch Cops, First 48, none of that. But this is like, it's drama. It's real life TV. So they had Slug on there earlier. I can't even pronounce bro name. Mr. Stevens. He was on there today giving it up. You feel me? Ah, my God, what a clip at. They asked bro, how long has he known Young Thug? How long has he been a member of the crew? This and that. And he talking about he ain't passed his GED. Check this out, G.
I'm trying to count. I'm kind of bad with math. That's why I ain't passed the math part of my GED.
This is a Rico case though, bro. This is supposed to be a component of a criminal enterprise. This nigga talking about he can't even do math.
Simple, man. Like, it ain't like they asked the nigga to convert some shit. They asked that man how many years has he known somebody.
Bro said
And
whenever
bro
y'all
said, I'm
say
not good at math.
he said whenever y'all say objection, it throw off my train of thought. The lady asked him to spell his name, bro.
Bro, that's like one of the first great memes of the year.
You seen it? You seen it on Twitter earlier? X, whatever.
Bro, hey, I see somebody say, "Hey yo," when my girl caught me cheating.
Hell nah.
Dog, the Epstein list out. The Epstein list out.
Oh boy, there's some names on that.
Oh, y'all already seen it? Somebody sent it to me.
And look, I ain't the only one. I thought I was the only
bro.
one. He waiting on the news too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
There's
man,
some big names on that one. Some names that people ain't gonna be happy about.
Really? Give us one.
Son, Beyonce.
Is that the real list? I keep seeing like a bunch of lists.
Nah, they got some fake lists on there. The names I seen was Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton.
I seen that one.
Speaking of the list,
I seen Trump, Clinton.
I mean, that's been on that. That's been on since the documentary, man. Cat Williams went off on some people. Speaking of names, you heard?
Ooh, now
He
that
brought
was
the flamethrower to the club. Shay, you heard?
I've been watching highlights on Twitter when I get a chance. I gotta watch the whole interview,
I
bro.
watched 30 minutes. I'm talking about.
Yeah, he went out like that.
What?
Can't lock it loaded.
Dog, you need
Went out, but no,
you need the flex bombs on that
that
motherfucker.
man
You heard?
came in like Mike in the NBA Finals. bro.
You need the flex bombs and the ether background beat on that motherfucker, man. For real. Straight up and down.
Yeah, he was
Hey,
he was
y'all-
motivated.
did-
He was motivated on that one.
That might be the best interview of the year.
Hey,
And
what
we
about
we 3 days in, sure.
Bro, you really think something gonna top that? I just seen like 5-6 different clips. I don't think nothing gonna top that one.
All right, man. Y'all
Hey,
know.
are y'all buying into any of this Jimmy Kimmel and Aaron Rodgers beef?
Wait, you speeding.
No,
You speeding, bro.
Oh, my bad, my
Look
bad,
at
my
the
bad.
docket. Let me get the folks reacclimated for the uninitiated. We want to let y'all know. We want to let y'all know we everywhere that podcasts live. All right, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. It's gonna be a sing along. I'm gonna put like the bouncing ball at the bottom of the screen for YouTube. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere that podcasts live at. Check us out. Hit us up on the socials. Hitmen Podcast at Labeled and Known. Y'all supposed to follow me. What's up, bro?
Oh, my bad. I thought you always drop the socials. You say at Labeled and Known, at Virtuoso Sports, at, you know what I'm saying? You drop them all like blah, 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 blah. So we was waiting on you to drop, and you was like, oh, well, I'm waiting on y'all. You got to let us know you bringing in something
It's
new.
on you. It's on you. We're going to hit the home run. First base, second base. You feel me?
Hey, man, on Twitter, at KD_Robinson, man, just hit me there, and I'll send you the IG. God damn it.
Man, I'm on Twitter, man. I'm on Twitter at CincoJ05, and I'm on Instagram, man, at JaredJ5. Man, I'm talking sports all day, man. That's just what I do, man.
Boom, 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 boom. Hit us up in the mailbag, the Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. Let's get off into it. All right. You want to talk Aaron Rodgers or we going to the league first? What's the word? Too hot. Too hot.
Hey, bro.
My bad.
Hey, Pat been on the run this last couple days, boy. Look, man.
Hey, man, listen. I just want to know, like at some point, like, it's funny to me because it's always like, and I hope nobody listening takes this the wrong way, but it's always funny when you see a white analyst or a white NFL player and a black analyst, or you see the contrast like the white on one side and the black on one side.
Let a
It's
naysayer
rarely
know.
ever. It's rarely.
Nah.
It's rarely ever that you see two prominent figures both in their, in whatever respective jobs they have. As white people go at each other. So like black people got their popcorn. We sitting off to the side, like we watching this shit like must see TV, especially with Jimmy Kimmel say, hey, anymore, and we're gonna have to talk about this in court. Like they stop playing on my top.
Set it up though. Tell them what's going on. Tell them what happened.
Well, I don't know if y'all been following, but basically Aaron Rodgers was making the inclination that Jimmy Kimmel was gonna be on Epstein's list. He actually
he's on Pat McAfee
made
show.
that comment on Pat McAfee show. Long story short, Jimmy Kimmel didn't like that shit. He took kind of to it, and he actually went on Twitter to say, hey, Aaron Rodgers, you gonna quit spitting lies about me, blah, blah, blah. The next time it comes up, we're gonna be talking about it in court, man. And I just don't think we heard the last of it, man. I'm over here tapping my forefingers.
This was yesterday, January 3rd, January 2nd, that Aaron Rodgers comes on every Tuesday on Pat McAfee show. Shout out to Pat McAfee. But he went on there and they kind of was just shooting the shit, podding a little bit. And
Righteous.
And Aaron Rodgers came off and said he was gonna be celebrating New Year's, he's gonna be popping some champagne, and he made an off-color comment about Jimmy Kimmel being on the Epstein list. He took high offense to it and let Rodgers know that he wasn't playing like that. You don't play with my name like that. You don't play with my family name like that. Now, what's interesting to me about the situation, mind you, he handled it with class. He handled it a little better than I would have, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you. But what's interesting to me is Pat McAfee's show airs on ESPN, right? Although it's a partnership, Pat McAfee is affiliated with ESPN, ABC, Disney, right? Jimmy Kimmel is an ABC employee. You feel me? So, and we all know how Disney get down. Mickey Mouse is a conservative network. They don't play like that. So for Aaron Rodgers, who's not affiliated with either or, right? He's just friends with Pat McAfee. He's a reoccurring contributor on the show. For him to come on there and kind of say that so recklessly, one, that don't seem like that's his style. Aaron Rodgers really moved discreet. He don't really like just say stuff to be saying stuff. But this year, he kind of been letting it fly. He went in on Coach Hackett at the beginning of the year on NFL Network. Told him to keep, not Hackett. Who was he talking about? I'm sorry. Let me make sure I'm correct. He went in on a coach.
I gotta go back and look. He went in on somebody.
Was it Sean Payton?
It was Sean Payton, and he
because Sean Payton
had said some stuff about Hackett, right?
Like subliminal with Hackett.
And he told Sean Payton to keep his coach's name out his mouth, right? So that was kind of like different. Then he gets hurt at the beginning of the year, and ever since then, instead of kind of just being quiet and laying low, he's been the type to kind of be out, speaking about whether he might play, teasing if he was going to come back and play for the Jets, giving his commentary on how the league is kind of performing nowadays. And then this comment yesterday. Again, saying this on Disney is a whole nother beast. And Aaron Rodgers is who he is. But Jimmy Kimmel is who he is as well. Jimmy Kimmel's on TV every night. They just got off the writer's strike. His show got back on the air, not too long ago. So for you to jump out the window and say something like that, and that's a crazy indictment. Jeffrey Epstein is a whole nother world of scumbag, right? Ooh. We talking about child pornography, sex trafficking. For you to just associate this man and essentially put an ABC name in it, that's kind of crazy. So Pat McAfee went on his show earlier today, on today's latest episode, and made a statement essentially walking it back, apologizing for what happened. And, he is no stranger to this situation either. He was caught up in potential lawsuit talks with Brett Favre after he made his comments about his case not too long ago. I don't know, man. It's just nasty work. I hate to say it, but if Aaron Rodgers was Aaron Williams or Aaron Johnson, this will be be a worse story than what we're talking about right now. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah, it's just to the point where it's just like like these athletes, I hate to say it like this, but these athletes get old, man, and just start just going off at the mouth, man. It's just crazy, man. I mean, you even listen to some of the guys that's on like podcasts now. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the things that they be saying, like you know, if they were 15 years younger, they would never say anything like that. So it's just like I don't know. I feel like it's like that with a lot of athletes. Now he just went way too far. He went way left with that one.
OD,
But
hell yeah.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean,
So let me ask y'all this, right? So let me say it's you, right? You Jimmy Kimmel, and Aaron Rodgers says this about you, right? What is it that Aaron Rodgers can come back and do or say that can put him back in a positive wheelhouse with you? Because for me, there's nothing that you can say that can walk that back. Like you associated me with one of the worst, sickest individuals known publicly in the last 20 years when it comes to that type of thing. You associated me with that. Like for me, there's no coming back from that. What about for you guys? Is that something that they can walk back?
no,
No.
absolutely not.
Maybe for public perception, there's an apology, but behind closed doors, I
No way.
Fuck him.
would never. And here's the thing
Fuck 'em.
about Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee.
Fuck him. And if
That
I'm
is
Pat McAfee, I'm like,
probably
bro.
the
If I'm Pat McAfee, not to cut you off, MG. If I'm Pat McAfee, I'm like, bro, what you on, bro? Like, do that on your own time. Do that on your own show. Don't come on my shit doing that. Like, that's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
And
Because
he
now
can't
you
come
got,
back on
I
the
got to
show.
go back
He
to
can't
them
come
and
back on
walk
the
this
show
back.
anymore. He can't come back on that show anymore. There's no way he can let him back on that show anymore.
No.
What if he
That's the
does?
reason he's there. That
He
is the
can't.
true-
It's
that
over
is the
with. It's
truest
over with.
version of Aaron Rodgers that we get.
It's over with.
publicly.
You done.
That is
They
that is
already
Aaron
they
Rodgers.
already
A lot
give
of the comments he
McAfee
has
kind of a
made
long
over the
leash.
years on there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You done, bro. You cooked.
That
You
is the
think so?
truest form of Aaron
Hell
Rodgers
yeah,
we gonna see.
bro. You can't make an indictment like that against one of our top star. First off, Jimmy Kimmel was an A-list celebrity. This motherfucker be hosting the Oscars. He's in commercials. He interviews everybody every night on his show. Like, that's number one. That's numero uno. Second of all, you don't even work. You're not with us. You're not working for us. You're not auditioning to be with us once we get off once you retire. Like, you just kind of like shooting the shit with your homie. But for you to put my show in jeopardy, mind you, Pat McAfee signed for $80+ million to partner with ESPN for this show, right? I'm sure there's some clauses in the contract, like, okay, you don't necessarily have to change up your show or change up the format of it, but there's certain things you probably can and cannot say for FCC, airwave regulations. And then for you to make an indictment like that against somebody that works for us, that's crazy. Like, you done, bro. You cooked. You ain't no apologizing, ain't no money donations, because that's how you really felt.
Mm-hmm.
Go heal up, go handle your business, go back to the Jets, and let that be it. Like, that's crazy. Because for me, you spend the rest of your life apologizing. And Jimmy Kimmel was very eloquent when he said, like, bro, you put my family life at risk. My children got to see that. You know what I'm saying? And they probably old enough to read and know who Jeffrey Epstein is. For you to associate me with them, like, you cooked, bro. I couldn't say nothing like that about him and then come back from it. If somebody said that about Aaron Rodgers and his family, you think it's coming? You think it's some coming back from? If you were Aaron Rodgers, would you be cool with that? No.
And then you also got to think
Aaron
about
Rodgers
like,
already don't like his family, so I don't think he
yeah. Then, bro, also I look at it as like from the family of the victims, dog. You rubbing it like whether that's a right, whether your accusations are right or wrong, dog. You got to think about the family of these victims. Now you're giving them you're giving them a face for the blame, and that face might not even be a face that's even associated with anything close to that particular situation. But you're giving them a face to place the blame on. So now, unwanted stress, undue public what do you call it? What's the word that I'm looking for?
Perception.
Public perception is now tainted because you've associated me with this, even if you were joking, however the situation may be. Just putting my name in that same sentence now is going to associate me with that, whether I'm guilty or I'm innocent. it's still gonna associate me with that because Aaron Rodgers said it.
Yo, I really want y'all to tap into this YSL trial. They got another show in tomorrow, right? Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Like it just hit me. I forgot. So when they do breaks, like it's bro. Not to distract from what we're doing. So like the judge, right? He has a emotional support dog, right?
What?
The judge got 2 earrings, got stud earrings in. They talking about Thug eating real good. How's he eating so good in prison? Cause he done got this Homer Simpson belly, like he super kicking it, like ain't nothing, like his life ain't on the line. But the worst part about it is for me, they went to ask. Let me cut the music off. They asked bro that was on the stand today, like, what does what does his tattoo stand for? You feel me? And on the back of his neck, it say "Can't Fight Fate," right? But he spelled it with a K. So they trying to affiliate him with the Bloods, right? So they go, what's up with the tattoos? He's like, well, I wanted this tattoo to be original, this and that. They said, well, why you spell "can't" with a C instead of a K? He's like, well, I wanted it to be original. It came from this movie called Law Abiding Citizen. Bro, you were on the stand on trial talking about your tattoo came from Law Abiding Citizen. And then when they break for lunch.
That quote does come from Law Abiding Citizen though. So if you remember at the beginning of the movie, like the dude who went in and raped his daughter, like that was one of the things that the dude was saying when he actually got away with it. Once he got off and he was walking out of court, the dude was saying something to him, and he's like, "You can't fight fate." That was actually something that he said to him. So when the lead man in Law Abiding Citizen came back, it was a big deal with that word, law, can't fight fate. But I get where you going with it, like, but he wins though. He ain't lying.
Look, man.
I'm trying to
The lawyer told me to say that one.
Kind of bad with math. That's why I ain't passed the math part of my GED.
Bro, I don't want to hear none of that shit you talking about. I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear what you talking about. But what?
Bro, that's like them trying to create new acronyms for like thug or like
like
trying to create an acronym
young
for
successful
Coke
living.
Nah,
young
bro.
successful living, bro. Come on, dog. Then they set the shit up when they go to lunch like it's a halftime report. Like it's NFL halftime in a minute. They doing social commentary like, oh, they breaking down plays like, oh, why didn't the prosecutor just ask him direct questions when and she needs to make second half adjustments when they come back. She needs to ask him questions. Yo, like, dog, just tune into it. It's on YouTube. You ain't got to watch it on CNN or nothing. Just tune in to YouTube. It's on there.
More entertaining than
Dog, it's the same people that covered the Tory and Meg joint, the Puff and Cassie situation. Just check it out. It's great daytime TV. But anyway, I just had to let that off. My fault, bro.
Hey, bro, all these rappers changing names and slogans in their acronyms.
It's just a bunch of beef going into 2024. Like so the next joint, Russell.
Didn't Fat Joe try to put an acronym for Joey Crack?
Yeah, nuts. Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. Let's get into it. Sean Payton undressed Russell Wilson on the sideline, paused, basically like barked on him. We know how the situation is going to play out, how it's going to end, but this was all about contract talks. Was it about bad play? Excuse me. Was it about a difference in philosophy? You seen Sean Payton was on Fox pregame show all last year politicking for a job. He gets the Denver job, comes into the press conference essentially shooting at him like, we ain't finna be doing this where you got an office and your entourage is not going to be coming in and out of the facilities and X, Y, and Z. But I know y'all tuned into this. Like, barked on him for no reason. And Ryan Clark, shout out to the pivot, shout out to Ryan Clark. He been going at Sean Payton all week. He said basically like Sean Payton had the right one. Because if it was anybody else, if it were him, it would have went a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
I think both sides are actually wrong here. Like, Sean Payton been doing a little bit too much. That's
for sure.
But at the same time, we've heard about Russell in Seattle. And then we've heard about Russell in Denver now. There is a pattern with him as well, where he ain't really liked by his teammates a lot of times. Like, it's a very real thing. Like, I see both sides as wrong. Like, well, I see Sean Payton is just doing too much. Like a lot of the especially publicly, a lot of the stuff he has said. Like, what was that whole comment? Like he needs to stop kissing babies and
Dog,
I haven't
like
seen.
nasty.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
a
it's
number
been some
one
nasty
quarterback be rated by a head coach like this since Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, but at the same time, we didn't heard what everybody didn't have to say about Russ in Seattle, and then we see what happened with Russ in Denver before Sean Payton got there. Like, it's a lot of red flags with stuff. Like, the dude literally has a reputation of being fake. Like, that interview Russ did the other day was probably the realest version of Russ we ever gonna get.
Well, I think, but if you're around Russ, you know this already though. You know what you
Yeah,
get
but
out of
that's the
Russ,
thing. Like, at a certain point, Sean Payton don't seem like he's ever liked Russ.
Yeah, he came in blazing saddles.
I mean, of course he did.
Yeah, so when you go into a situation where you already don't like somebody, you're gonna call him out on everything. Sean Payton just been going over the top with it, but he never liked Russ, and so Russ being fake was gonna bother him from jump anyways.
But the problem,
I think that's just what it is.
The problem of it is the ownership, right? The ownership traded for Russ. The ownership
Exactly. Talk about it.
Russ. This is not like they did not want him. They gave up a lot to get him. So that tells you that they wanted him. And then you have now a coach who you bring in who doesn't want him, and now you just automatically, it does seem like they're taking the coach's side. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Like, if I bring in a guy, right, and I say, man, this is going to be my quarterback, I'm going to give him, what did they give him? 50 million, 230 million, something like that. And then you say, a year later, you say, okay, well, I'm going to fire this coach because he was bad, and I'm going to bring in this coach. And then the coach says, we don't want him. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like a job, any job, right? You have a guy who you bring in, you pay lots of money to run your company, and then all of a sudden you bring in a CEO or a COO, and then he doesn't like that guy, and then there's back and forth, and it's just like, two sides really not equaling out like what the common goal was, and it seemed like there was no common goal.
No, but my thing is, if this was like the Brady Belichick situation in New England, you should have picked the player, right? Obviously, you should have picked Brady over Belichick when it came down to it, but this ain't one of them situations where we can say Russ has done more in this league than Sean.
He hasn't. The Seahawks ain't won. The Seahawks haven't won a Super Bowl in 10 years. The Saints, when Sean Payton won, didn't win it in almost 15 years. Coming up this February. Yeah. What are we talking about?
But again, there is a reason why Seattle got rid of him, and it's not just money. You don't see franchise quarterbacks get traded. That just don't happen in the NFL. Like, it is very rare that, quote unquote, number one franchise quarterback get traded.
How do we see this?
Usually don't happen to the end of their career.
Last week of the regular season, how do we see this panning out? Does Russ stay? Does Russ go? Does Payton stay? Does Payton go? Do they both stay? Do they both go? What's the fallout for this? How does this end up?
Russ gone. I don't think there's no other scenario that's
gone. Where? New Orleans, Atlanta, Cleveland,
Atlanta.
Hell no.
That's gonna depend on where people
the Jets,
and how they looking at these QBs.
Vegas.
I can see him with the Raiders or Atlanta.
I know at one point he had.
I like it. Maybe even Tennessee.
Washington as a stopgap because they drafting a QB this year. So maybe Washington, maybe Atlanta. Sean Payton staying?
Giants.
Yeah, hell yeah, Sean Payton. They already drew their line.
They've made their decision. Yeah, by letting him do what he's doing, they're telling you who they're picking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I called
the line in the sand is drawn.
They wasn't going to coexist.
Speaking of quarterbacks staying or going, 5, what's up, bro? What we doing with the stripe? What we doing with Jay Fields, dog? We're gonna draft Caleb. We're gonna draft Drake May. We staying with bro. We rocking with bro. They talking about re-signing Flus.
Yeah, they basically the Rappaport already said is they pretty much bringing them back. They said they
40 million? 40
bringing
mil
them back.
though?
Yeah, that's what they saying. Man.
Jeez.
They're bringing them back.
Jeez.
But I mean, I would keep Fields, man. He as long as they keep the shackles off of him, man, he can be productive. He just shown that over the last like 5 weeks. The problem is they had shackles on him the first 4 or 5.
Shout out to
weeks.
DJ Moore, 1,300-yard receiver. I think that's the first 1,300-yard, like 1,000-yard receiver for the Bears, and I don't know how long.
Probably since what, Allen Robinson?
Probably
I was
so.
gonna say Allen Robinson, I believe.
Probably so. I was getting ready to go way back.
I mean, they got the talent. They turned, and Flores did turn the defense around. The defense was playing, they were playing balls out. Pause. You know what I'm saying? The last 5 weeks. So, they got it
Sweat
going.
has been a beast since he got there.
Yeah, straight up.
The one thing I will say though, is they're letting him play this last week, and that's kind of telling me that
you don't think they're gonna sit him?
They're not sitting him. They pretty much said they're not sitting him. He's been practicing all week.
Packers
I've been paying attention to the end report. He's been practicing all week, so he's playing, man. He's playing. So that kind of tells me that
y'all already gonna have a number.
I know it's a rivalry game. They want to knock the Packers out, blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, if he's really your future quarterback, you got nothing to play for, he should be sitting this week.
For sure. I agree. I think they should rest.
You kind of do a little bit, though, because what y'all sitting at in the draft? 10th?
What? Number one with a bullet. What you mean?
Number one.
I'm talking about your own. I'm talking about your own pick. We already know you got the first pick from the Panthers. I'm talking about.
That's the only one that matters. That's the only one that matters.
I don't think they care about their pick. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to win these games that they winning.
If it's another top 10 pick, it does matter because I don't think y'all drafting a quarterback at 1, so y'all probably gonna trade down.
I was gonna say y'all probably gonna trade out at 1.
Nah, we getting Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, because y'all not drafting a QB, so y'all probably gonna load back up on draft.
They'll probably try to get the same deal that they just got. They'll probably try to trade down, get a number 1 pick for the following year, and then draft.
So again, that's why that 10th pick matters, though, because if you're gonna end up trading out of 1.
Yeah, you'll get somebody that's thirsty trying to move up to 1. New England. You'll get some teams that'll be thirsty to trying to move up to 1.
Last subject in the NFL before we move around. Something I was thinking about before the year ended. Coaches, like championship coaches, leaving, taking a hiatus, and then coming back. I don't think we haven't seen it in the modern day. Like we've seen it in our childhood, but not in the modern day. I was thinking about that when it came to Doc Rivers. I watched his interview with Certified. Somebody got the TV on. I watched it with Certified. Shout out to KG and Paul and Paul Pierce. They had Doc Rivers on, but Doc Rivers ain't won a championship since 2008, right? He taking a year off to do TV. Who knows? He might get an opportunity to coach again, but I don't see him winning a championship. You know what I'm saying? I put some names on this list. Rudy T came back after he won with the Rockets, coached the Lakers, coached Kobe and the Lakers, didn't do it. Bill Parcells came back after winning championships with the Giants, came back and coached Dallas, didn't happen. Belichick came back after coaching the Browns, right? Ended up changing it, turning the thing around, winning with the Patriots. The only coaches that I can remember, and then KD brought up Urban Meyer, did it twice, did it with Florida, did it with Ohio State. But the only coaches that I could think of was Pat Riley and Phil. So my question to y'all is, in the event that we get a slew of new coaches in the NFL or in the NBA, depending on how the season goes, are there coaches that are sitting on the sideline that you think have a chance to come in and win after they've already won once? Bill Cowher called it quits a while ago. You know what I'm saying? They talking about Sean Mc.
He was entertaining jobs for a while.
He was. He was fielding jobs, and then he's like, I'm just gonna do TV full time.
He was almost close to taking that job.
Word. Before they gave it to
nobody wanted the Jaguars dumpster fire.
No, Peterson ended up taking it after winning the championship. He's another one.
Doug Peterson. I was gonna say Doug Peterson needed another shot. Didn't he get hit with like a DUI or some shit?
Yeah.
Like what happened with Doug Peterson after he left
Philly?
Philly. Yeah, what happened with him? I know there was some kind of scandal. I thought there was some kind of incident. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I got the wrong person.
It might have been an assistant coach on the team too, though. trying to remember.
But Peterson
I might have it wrong.
Peterson fits in that model too. Okay, won a championship. Can he get Jacksonville to the championship? Can he figure something out with them? Harbaugh never won something. Word around the campfire is, depending on the outcome of the championship game next week against Washington, he might be on his way back to the NFL as well.
I don't know, bro. I done heard some things about the contract they got sitting on that man's desk. I don't know if there's enough money that the NFL gonna pay
Mark Davis don't give a fuck about no money, bro, at all. And he's paying. He already paying 2 coaches that sit on the sideline right now.
How much did he pay Josh?
Don't
McDaniels?
matter. We got it.
What was it like? 80 mil?
We got it though.
Oh, it's, that contract on Harbaugh, that's just more than.
I feel it. I understand.
Like it's over 100.
I understand.
Like that's a lot to.
But I'm thinking,
down,
like I said, like Doc Rivers, could he come back and win a championship? Can somebody like what we talked about?
No,
Carroll?
because the only jobs that are going to be available are going to be on teams that need to do a whole lot of rebuilding. So I don't think he has enough time in the bank to go get something like that. Like there's not a ready-made team out there for Doc to go coach and go win a championship with. If Doc gets another coaching opportunity now, it's not going to be with a contending team. It's going to be with a team that needs to be revamped and needs to be rebuilt, and he's going to have to take a few years to do so.
Who has a shot though? If Mark Jackson,
I'll put one team out there. The Suns. Right? And
I'm off them. But let me hear you out.
So if Vogel can't figure it out, right, and they don't have success soon enough, they just lost again tonight. Yeah, I mean he could lose his job mid-season. This team can get healthy and make a run, or they can add better pieces the following year, fire Vogel in the summer, and then get better as role players, and they can make a run. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen for other teams, especially these teams that have these dynasties. I mean, these super teams like the Clippers. I feel like the Clippers can't keep everybody, right?
No. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, so
you against the Suns.
You just don't know. So I think the Suns.
Now, when do you give up on this Suns project?
I'm gonna say something. I'm with you.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I chuckled when he said get healthy. Like that's why I chuckled because
you haven't seen all three of them healthy.
Yeah, that's it. To me,
bro, we haven't seen Bradley Beal healthy in like 5 years.
Dog, listen.
Like,
to me, the Suns project seems like the Clipper project 2.0. And I really I hate that some of you guys, I hate that we're so high on the Clipper project now because it looks like it's going to be good. But we all know, dog, in 50, 60 games, them motherfuckers is not going to be healthy. They're going to be missing games. They're going to be sitting out. Their feet going to be hurting. Their knees going to be hurting. It's going to be something, dog. They're not going to be healthy.
I'm going to go a different way. And I'm not trying to be clickbaity or nothing like that. If I'm a coach, I've seen enough of Kevin Durant killing coaches' careers to not really want to fuck with it like that.
Oh.
Because we talking about Scott Brooks, we talking about Steve Nash. Niggas damn near tried to get Steve Kerr up out of there, but you couldn't do it. And if I'm Vogel and it's to the point where it's like, all right, it's too many chefs in the kitchen. If I'm Doc Rivers, it's like, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that smoke. I want them problems.
But that's what Doc do though. But this is actually, I'm glad you said that. This is what Doc Rivers does. This is why GMs and owners bring Doc in, because that's what Doc does. He's one of the one coaches that are willing to try to manage different personalities.
Yeah.
He did it with the Celtics. He's somewhat did it with the Clippers, and I mean he managed a bunch of different personalities with the Clippers.
Word.
Did it with the Sixers. I mean, obviously he hasn't won a championship since the Celtics teams, but he did
it in Philly. He did it in Philly too, for what it's worth. He had Ben Simmons, he had James Harden, he had JoJo, he had a bunch of different people come and go. You know what I'm saying?
Come and go. He had Harden. I mean, Harden didn't leave because Doc Rivers was there. You know, he left obviously because of the GM.
Right.
You know, so you know that this is what Doc Rivers does. So I mean, I kind of get it. I kind of get what you're coming from that. I think Doc Rivers is probably the one coach that probably would have the best shot of getting a chance at coaching a team that could be ready to win a ring.
Not Mark Jackson.
Ain't no Ain't no team winning no ring with
Nah,
Denver.
Mark, y'all
I
don't think Mark
I
Jackson
don't
can
think
get another
anybody's
shot.
gonna give Mark Jackson a shot.
Yeah, I think Mark Jackson just too
Yeah,
far
he kind of
removed.
got blackballed.
Mike
Yeah,
Woodson. It's gonna be young blood at this point. Sam Cassell ain't got a shot yet. Handy ain't got a shot yet. You know what I mean?
I think Sam
it's
is
gonna be some
actually
young
due
coaches,
for
but
sure.
Ben do. Cheeks could get back in and do something if he really wanted to. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. That was just something that was on my mind. Like, when the last time a coach won it, left, came back, and won it again? We really ain't seen nobody do it prolifically, like on a prolific level, since Phil and Pat Riley.
Well, yeah.
Only
But that's
Phil
because
and
the
Pat.
NBA has historically been dominated by dynasties. So it's very few coaches that have even won to begin with. Because you had Steve Kerr, right? And then before Steve Kerr, Pop and Phil, right? Like, and then you go to the '90s, it's Phil again, right? Like, it's dominated by dynasties. So there's just not that many coaches who have even won to begin with. And then the ones who have won, they either out the game or it ended so badly that they can't get another game.
Well, I don't want to dwell on this, but you bring up a good point. Are dynasties over?
That's another question. I was trying to wait until next week to talk about it, but we can get into it right now, man. So I feel like dynasties are on the way out. Like, things are starting to kind of come full circle. Where, like, the big men is coming back into being the commodity of the league because the pace of the game is, all right, everybody realize, like, no, everybody's not Steph Curry. Everybody's not Trae Young. Everybody's not Buddy Hield. But everybody wants to shoot threes, right? The big men have been winning the MVPs. Jokic twice, JoJo, Giannis twice. Who we looking at for MVP this year? JoJo again?
Gotta be Embiid.
Yeah.
Embiid would be the front runner for me.
You feel me? Offenses are starting to be run through the big men. The big men are getting all of the shine. You looking at Joker. You looking at Sabonis. You looking at Alfred Şengün out in Houston. Like,
I don't count Giannis as a big man.
how can you not?
What is he?
How can you not?
Because he don't play inside out. He plays outside in.
He just took like one of his first threes tonight of the season. They did the 40 games in.
It ain't the threes, bro. You know how Giannis played. Full head of steam, head start from the half courter 3-point line, and I'm a LeBron my way to the rim. I don't count him. I just count him as a big wing. I don't really count him as a big man. Like, he don't do most of his work from 16 feet down.
I like what's happening, but I think the dynasty, like Five said, is hard to sketch that out because it's not something that just comes together. It's not something that you could just pay for, like an immaculate conception. It takes time. It takes everything from the GM to the coach to the players to the fan base all the way through. Even like when we think about the dynasties, a lot of times San Antonio's dynasty goes overlooked because it wasn't flashy. It wasn't like personality driven.
And they never won back-to-back.
And they never won back-to-back championships. They was always in it. They was always around.
Yeah.
I don't know if we would be calling Golden State situation a dynasty had they not won the back-to-back joint. But they was always in it. They was always around it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, 6 finals in 8 years.
Yeah, for sure. But
That's not
The way I
dynasty.
see it, though, it's... Yeah, and here's the thing. Every decade of basketball has had one team that has won, like, 3, 4.
yeah, majority of it since the 70s.
That's just... There's not as much parity in basketball as people like to believe, right? Like, decades... Outside of the 70s, decades have been dominated by 1 or 2 teams every decade outside of the 70s.
Now, Five, let me ask you this to
Right.
compound onto your question. If dynasties are dead, once LeBron got 2, maybe 3, 2 years left, starting the crazy minutes like this, once he calls it, who's the face of the league? Who's going to carry it the next 5, 6 years?
Man, I mean,
We ain't seen them yet. In my opinion, they not here yet.
I don't think any of them. You want to know who I've been kind of looking at like the last few days?
Halliburton.
Myself this. No, not Halliburton.
And,
I've been looking at SGA, man.
Canadian though. I'm talking
I've
about
been looking at
American style.
SGA, man. Yeah, I mean, I know he not American. I know we haven't seen anything like that before. But man, he raises his game.
Check it
versus
out.
Some of the best in
Check
the league.
it out.
I mean, I watched them last. I know they lost tonight. on a back-to-back. They had to travel.
Yeah.
But man, I saw him last night versus Tatum, man.
Yeah.
And he
Bill
was
Simmons. Bill Simmons
he was
came out today and
spectacular.
said. Bill Simmons came out today and said SGA is better than Tatum right now.
Whew. I mean, it is tough, man.
He's a better
He's
scorer
played.
than Tatum.
He's
He
played.
don't do
He's
nothing
played.
else better than Tatum.
He's played great against Steph Curry twice. I mean, they
Play
beat
Bron
some-
tough.
They played Bron tough. I mean, he's beat some really good people, and he's performed, and I mean excelled. And I know he's in Oklahoma, and that's probably gonna be the
knock, yeah.
people rolling their eyes too. But
Mhm.
man, I mean, he can really put pressure on a lot of the best. So I mean, I know it's not gonna be a very very popular pick, but I think he can maybe if he goes to a bigger team or a really good team or a high market
Let
team,
me
I think he can be that type of villain superstar of the league.
Right. MG, who you think is the face of the league? Who you think the face of the league when Bron leave?
I don't see.
You don't see one right now. Not even nothing bubbling. I think Halliburton.
The closest would be Ant Edwards for me, because if you go just back and look at the history of quote unquote faces of the league, there are people who win like championships basically, right?
Yeah.
Like they're winners. I don't see SGA as leading the team to a championship. I don't like out of this list of young players, Ant is probably the one I see the closest to being able to do something like that. And if you really look at it, faces of the league, we also look at it as like top 10, 15 players of all time. I don't see SGA ever getting
KD, what you think?
I like Ant Edwards, and I like it for the sake of um everybody that has, for me, been the face of the league has been somewhat of a generational talent, has been somewhat of a mold breaker when it comes to how he became the face of the league.
Word.
I see SGA as a really good player, he's probably going to top out as a top tier player in the league, but I don't ever see him being the face of the league just because he doesn't have the flair, or he doesn't like. I don't think SGA sells tickets like that. I think SGA sells tickets. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder sells tickets because they're young and they're vibrant, but I don't think SGA sells tickets. People want to go see what Ant Edwards is going to do on the basketball court.
I feel the same way about Halliburton. I think Halliburton and Edwards have the potential to carry it. I also think we haven't seen who that person may be as of yet.
I agree.
Because the field is too scattered, like you said, and usually, like you said, there's a dominating team driven by a dominating force. Like there's a player that's there, a Tim Duncan, a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James.
Even without the
Steph
team,
Curry.
LeBron came in. When he came in, he was already the face of the league. I mean, he was already geared up to be the face of the league.
Yeah.
And that was just because, hell, we had never seen a talent like his.
Yeah.
Steph Curry wasn't like that until he developed a jumper that ain't nobody ever seen like that. You know what I'm saying? So it had to be.
He was like that.
He
was like that
something about
early
that
on.
game.
He didn't have the team behind him that he needed.
He didn't have the team behind him.
He had
Correct.
the injury.
He had the injury, and he was playing behind
Ankle
Monte.
injury early.
But if you paid attention to him early on, like around 2011, 2012, right when the Miami Heat was doing their thing, like you could kind of see it coming. And then, sure enough, it just happened a little faster than what anybody really anticipated. But 2011, 2012, right around like Mark Jackson's second year coaching them, that's when you seen it. Like, all right, it's
and there's always like the rise before the fall. Like all of the like top players in the league, eventually they became hated because they won so much, but they were loved at first because they were winning so much, right? Like it's kind of the trajectory of it. And until we get a player who is like top tier player, multiple championships in the finals multiple times, like that's what it's gonna take for somebody to become like a true like carry the league kind of face.
And I was just about to say that kind of correlates exactly what we were talking about before, dynasties. Like, what player do you see that out there that can win multiple championships in a short span of time?
Well, the league
really where it comes down to.
The league, from an American standpoint, they push Tatum all the time. You can see it; it's palpable.
They try it.
I think the person that has the potential right now to do it is Jokic. They got the cap space, they got the youth, they got the system. Golden State is on the way out. Nobody's gonna deny that, right?
Agree.
Right.
I feel like in my heart,
unless they make some big overhauls, but
I feel like in my heart, we kind of wanted AD to be that. I don't think that's in the cards for him. I don't think that he can be the best player on your team and you be in championship contention, unfortunately. And it don't got nothing to do with his talent. I think it's the mentality versus the talent.
Yeah, and that's also something that plays into it too. Is people, when you look at the face of the league, and this don't apply to every sport because it's different in football.
Yeah.
But in basketball, people have to look at that person as cool. And some of these dudes' personalities, they ain't gonna come off as just necessarily cool. Not that they lame or weird or nothing like that, but some of them just don't have that
cool.
Like, cool factor.
Fuck
that's,
cool.
That's what
you gotta put.
Edwards
You gotta put
though.
the fear of God in another team. Like
It's an it factor.
Well, I'm talking about the fans though.
Yeah.
It's the
From a
it
fan's
factor.
perspective.
Yeah, you gotta have that it
like,
factor.
It's that it factor, that kind of swag, that it factor. Like you cool. Like I don't see anybody out of these young guys with that outside of Ant. Right? We already know them. We already know the dude funny as hell.
Yeah.
Right? We already know he got hell of a personality. He's a great interview. Right? He know how to talk that shit. Right? And then on the court, he's starting to finally back
Star
it up
presence.
on both
Star
ends of the
presence
court.
for sure. Agreed.
Yes,
Right.
and I don't see that in Ty Halliburton, and I'm a Ty Halliburton fan. I
Oh,
want
no,
It's
you
yours.
bugging.
It's
Oh
not gonna
no,
make it easy
no.
for you, bitch.
No.
It
I was
did
with
show it
you.
was
I was
small,
with you.
though.
I was with you. The other night when he went off on Wally Zerviak after all them comments, he heard what he said last year when he was like, I don't see him.
Yeah, but that's not his normal personality. That one with Wally is personal because of the shots.
But he let it be
Wally took
known
2 years ago.
on the court, on TV, like, nah, bro, I'm here. I'm on
That's
you.
not typical of
I
him.
don't know, man. He hit the
You know what I
he hit
mean?
the
He's
Dame
usually
time
the
just,
more
You heard?
just a few
quiet
weeks
dude.
ago.
You heard on Dame in
He
his
got it
face.
Yeah.
I'm loving
then he,
it.
Then he skipped on Tatum and them.
Come
What was
on
that,
now.
Tatum
Come
and them he
on.
was
Come
skipping?
on. Come on. I know I'm not crazy. Hey.
And actually, I'll take that back. I don't think it's gonna happen now because of the situation he in. But outside of Ant, the other dude I see who could be that dude would have been Booker.
I'm off of Phoenix, bro. I'm
can
not.
see
I'm not.
Booker being a
I'm
villain
off.
of the
That's
league.
the problem.
I
I
can
don't
see-
think Booker's the problem with Phoenix, but in terms of the mold that we would look for, in terms of like talk that shit, back it up on the court, one of the best players in the league, like Book has it. It's just he got stuck. He playing with KD, bro. We know KD can't do it.
But before
You
he
done
was
seen
playing
enough
with
of KD, like
KD,
you
what
said
happened
earlier.
then?
Well, yeah, but you gotta remember, Book is still young though too.
I'm
Though.
trying
Like,
to
he ain't that.
count. I'm kind of bad with math. That's why I ain't passed the math part of my GED yet.
He didn't win that shit. That's what happened. He went for 70. He told Joakim Noah we ain't double teaming in the summer league. Like, his game has improved drastically. I will not deny that at all, right?
Yeah, like he has the. I don't think the issue with Book being a star is Book. I think it's the team he on.
Yeah.
Because the Book was doing this in MSG.
You
on
took
a
the
nightly
words
basis,
out of
boy.
my
He one of
head.
the biggest person
You
in
took
the
the words
league.
out of my head. I got the Knicks joint on right now, as a matter of fact. They just beat the Bulls.
Bro, Book go out there and give you like 34, 5,
And have it
5
rocking.
every night, bro.
Have it rocking.
And the game is so smooth. Like it's, bro. If he was on a different team in a better situation, like I think Book might be that one. People we was waiting on PG to do it too. It's kind of like a similar situation, but PG never wanted it. PG never wanted to be.
Who
the
y'all
guy.
say he got into it with? Book. He
Book.
got Devin Book on his
Yeah.
mind. Shit.
But PG never wanted to be the guy. He wanted to be the, he always wanted to be Robin.
Check it out. Let's do quick hits, and then I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. Potential mega fight. No longer a mega fight. No longer a mega fight. Anthony Joshua won his leg, but Deontay Wilder lost his fight. They were over. What it was in Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia?
Dog, he didn't just lose. That man got dominated.
Damn, bro. Say it.
Like, it was
son.
bad.
To this day.
It was
Damn,
bad, bro.
Damn, bro. Too many
Bro, it
R&B
was bad.
songs. You
Bro,
seen
it was bad.
You
bro.
saw it?
Like, it was bad, dog.
Yeah,
that
bro.
man,
I
I've
was
never
salty.
seen somebody lose every single round, dog. That made me feel like
I was salty.
like
was
scrub
salty.
business, bro. Like I like boxing, dog.
Yeah.
I like combat sports, dog. That man lost every single
He was chasing him.
round.
He chased him with punches.
There was
Looking
no
stupid.
round I felt like he was in the fight.
Yeah, man. He ain't fought in a couple years since he got knocked out by Fury in the last one.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Wilder. Is like from a skill standpoint, he hasn't gotten that much better over the years, and now he's getting older. Like he still got the power, but the older you get, man, you gotta have a technique there.
Crazy.
He was never a technical boxer. Never.
Exactly, and he never really got better. Like he got better at using his jab, but that's really about it.
KD, bro, you was at the Rose Bowl. We're gonna let MG. We're gonna ISO for MG in a second, but you was at the Rose Bowl. You was on site. Tell us how the vibe was, bro, to bring in the new year. I know the Rose Bowl is usually your vibe anyway. Like you're usually out there year to year for the game,
Yes,
for the parade. So take us through how it was this year, man. I know it was a special one.
Dog, for me, I don't know if y'all know, dog, but I work in television, you know what I mean? And for me, this past Rose Bowl was pretty special, dog, because we had like a lot of young brothers on the crew, dog, and it was it was the first time in a long time that had happened the way that it did. I think it was like 15 to 16 of us on one crew, dog. So that was a major big deal. So with the game already being as significant as it was, being that this might be the final Rose Bowl game, dog, being that the Pac-12 is going away like it is, but I really appreciated this game for giving me that opportunity to work beside those guys. It was a great game, man. Atmosphere was crazy, start to finish. The fans really made the game like way more live than anything I could imagine, dog. It was, and then afterwards, dog, the drone show. I didn't get to see a lot of. I saw more fans like be into the game and not be disrespectful and not be like overbearing than I had ever had, dog. And I really thought it was a great game, man. It was no it really, dog, was probably like for me the epitome of what football should be. Two good teams locking it up on the field, playing a great game, and afterwards they go their separate ways and going about their business. So it was a good feel, man, a good vibe.
How did the crowds travel? Was it a lot of Bama, a lot
Oh
of
my
Michigan?
God, dog. It was literally split right down the middle, like from the east side to the west side of the field. It's like they split it not from the 50-yard line, but they split it the long way all the way down. So
That
you
must have
got
been
all the
crazy.
crimson and cream on one side, and you got the maize and gold on the other side. Maize and blue, whatever it is on the other side. You know what I mean?
Y'all been
It
seeing
was
that?
pretty dope, though.
Y'all been seeing that meme of LL Cool J when he was at in the WWE shit? Nah. I'm
Oh,
gonna send it to you. This is a while ago. He said splitting down the middle. MG, man, holla at us, bro. I know you proud, big dog. I know you bleed amazing blue. What's the word? Take us through it.
You know why it was a real good atmosphere, man, because Michigan fans, we have class. No, bro, that was like, look, man, that was like, there's a couple of moments in my lifetime as a Michigan fan that like stick with me, and over the years, recently we have struggled. The Big Ten as a whole has struggled against SEC teams, right? As a whole, and to beat Bama, man, look, you don't know how good that felt, bro. You don't know how good that felt, man. Like that was the moment. Because in the thing with hardball teams too over the years has been like we lose the big games, right? And so this was probably the biggest win that we done had since we beat Ohio State for the first time in like
what was it? What was it that got y'all over the hump?
We won the battle of the trenches, right? Like between Michigan and Alabama, there probably was the two teams with the best interior, with the best lines on both ends of the football out of the four teams in the playoffs, right? And we won the battle of the trenches. Obviously, we can talk about the center and the snaps on the Alabama side, but our defensive line played well, and our offensive line played well.
The defensive tackle,
right?
Tackle, when they won, said he was surprised that Florida State didn't get in over Bama. He said that probably would have been a better matchup.
I don't know what all the players Florida State was missing, but yeah, that's where it really came down to, with the battle of the trenches, right? And most times than not, if you win that battle, you win the game, right? So,
shout out to Michigan, man.
Shout out to my boy Blake Campbell, man. Would have won the Heisman. He should have won the Heisman last year, actually. He missed one game.
Nasty
played
work.
well in every other game and didn't get the Heisman. But they gave it to Bryce, who had like not just 2 bad games. He had like 2 horrific games. Like should have been Blake Corum's award, but I'm happy for him, man. He's good dude. I've been rooting for JJ since he first got here, and Jim Harbaugh didn't want to play him. Like that's my guy. We Washington, hey, we got a Big Ten college football championship. Pac-10, y'all can't claim Washington no more. Y'all letting them know they ours now. It's the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, you Uncle Willie's son.
saying?
You
So
Uncle Willie's son. You don't play that shit.
We here now. But man, yeah, this is like, I don't know, especially after last year, bro, with the TCU game, like it was hard to have some faith. And this team does not look better than last year's team, which is crazy. Last year's team looked a lot more dominant than this year's. Because we had Blake Corum and we had Donovan Edwards going crazy last year, but Donovan ain't been the same this year. But this team right now, they playing for each other, bro. And I think that's the same thing that's happening up in Washington too. They playing for each other, and so when the team got talent and they doing that and they staying disciplined for the most part, man, it's hard to beat.
It's gonna be a great national championship game. My brother, KD, you out there in Houston right now setting up for it. What you looking forward to? What you anticipating for the game next week, man?
Dog, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm eager to see what Michael Penix is gonna do against that defensive line of Michigan, man. Although Alabama had a bunch of bad snaps, man, I actually was digging the way that they were getting after the quarterback, forcing him to actually move out of the pocket and make plays like on a really quick. You know what I mean? And I'm really excited to see. So it's gonna be pretty exciting to see him.
You dropped out. What you say? You
go
say
at that defense.
You dropped out. You say you
I
excited.
said that's been his my bad, bro. My bad. I'm excited to see Michael Penix, dog. I'm excited to see what he does against this defensive front, because it's been his game has been getting the ball out pretty quick and making the offense run pretty fast. So I think this is going to be another testament where he's going to have to do the same thing. And I'm just kind of excited to see what he's going to do about that, man. It's going to be fun. But I mean, MG, I love you. You my brother. But I got Washington in this game. Just for the simple fact that, dog, I feel like offensively they've been on another level and they've been clicking at the right times. I just think that they go and get it done.
Yo, this is Doma T Pongo when you checking in with the Hitman podcast.
Game show. Last segment before we get up out of here. I'm gonna make it easy for y'all. It's gonna be rapid fire. We're gonna do 30 seconds. I'm gonna give y'all 30 seconds. We doing sports stadiums, all right? Football, basketball, baseball. We're just gonna go around the horn. Whoever can name the most in the 30-second time frame is the winner. Whatever comes to your head, that's what you're gonna yell out. We're gonna start with KD. We'll go with Cinco. MG is last. 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Lambeau. American Airlines Center.
Oh,
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. My bad. I ruined it.
I got Ford Field. You good? No, you good.
Madison Square Garden.
Smoothie King Center.
Chase Center.
Footprint Center.
Oracle.
Tiger State. Oh, no, Comerica Park.
Ranger Stadium.
Amway.
Target Center.
Fenway Park.
KD got it, but just by a little bit. 5 almost had it.
Damn.
But 5, you fucked up because you said it's the Amway Center. It's not the Amway Center no more.
Amway Arena.
It's the Kia Center now.
Oh yeah, that's
They
right.
just changed it. They just changed it.
Right. And then look, I was about to stumble. Hell, they went to baseball. I was like, shit, I'm gonna be out of there.
Y'all swear, y'all could
No,
have
bro.
went
It
crazy.
was local, bro. I was starting to blink, so I just went local.
That's what you do. You start local first. United Center,
Yeah.
Soldier
Start blinking
Field.
on
We
my
got
Wrigley.
four of them. Cinco, what's up? Wrigley.
Yeah,
No,
Wrigley.
I went, I
Oh
went,
man.
I went to notables first. I went to like the notables first. Lambo was the first thing that came to
Bro,
mind.
you
I'm
supposed to do
going with
AT&T,
Madison,
AAA. You feel me?
Madison
Yeah,
Square
bro.
Garden
Because
game.
if you caught
nah.
me before I said Comerica Park, bro, I said Tiger Stadium. Like my mind just
I was
went
gonna let it
local.
rock. That's the first game show of the year, first of many. I'm gonna make it fun for y'all next time.
KD got
Yes,
that one.
sir.
Only
Man,
KD.
I need a win.
I got something in the works.
It's the only KD winning something, bro. We got the best.
I got
KD.
something in the works for 2024. Whoever win the most game shows, I got something in store for y'all. So keep me honest with it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's gonna get real competitive in the 24. Shout outs before we get up out of here. Who going first?
Hey man, real quick, shout out to the guys, man. Big time, man. I appreciate y'all for continually riding this wave out, dog. We gonna make this thing happen one way or another, man. Big shout out to all my black and TV fellas, man. I know y'all seen the picture. If you haven't, check me out on Instagram at uncle_Don_son, man. We had a great turnout, like I said, man, with the black and TV movie, man, and it's just gonna continue to get bigger, man. So big shout out to those guys, man. Let's continue to get bigger, dog. And all of the black and TV, man, TV professionals, man, y'all keep doing y'all thing. Keep y'all heads up and keep pressing forward, man. Love you guys.
Word, straight up.
Oh, well, I got to give a shout out to my squad, bro. Go blue all day. We here. Next Monday, bro. I'm about to turn up. But also, since we were kind of on the topic earlier, man, I got to give a shout out to Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, hooping.
First, look, I thought he was gonna be a good player. He's surpassing my expectations, my rookie expectations for him. And right now, he like 54% from the field, 40% from three, and like 83% from free throw line on 17 points a game with like 3 blocks. That's crazy. And Jaime Jaquez too.
Oh yeah,
Fire.
Hey, bro. Hey, they're my 2 front runners for rookie of the year right now.
Hey, do you think Chet can get to 50, 40, 90?
I mean, he's at 83 for free throws right now. I mean, I don't know if he'll shoot enough free throws to get there.
Get the value. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got you.
But he's been impressive, bro. I gotta give him his credit, and I wasn't all the way wrong on him. I just didn't think he was gonna be this good this early. So, and then Jaime Jaquez, I mean, he's just a hooper. He's just a hooper. So, I gotta give a shout outs to them.
What KG and PB saying? They say who cracking? He cracking right now.
Yeah, hey, Jaime was cooking LeBron tonight at the end of the game,
Yeah.
boy. Look, hit that fadeaway out the post on Bron, bro. I said, oh, whoa.
I like Jaquez. He kicking in Miami too. You know he having.
I got to give a shout out to another. We was talking about 5 earlier. We got Cinco here, man. Look, man, Lamar Jackson.
Big trust.
Lamar Jackson.
MVPs, you
award,
heard?
You know?
Yeah.
He came out. He got the criticism. He came out the next week and showed people on the field, bro. Like that's how you supposed to do it. You know what I'm saying? And he got that team balling, top team in the league right now. About to get that MVP. See what happened in the playoffs, but got to give a shout out to him. He got a second MVP on the way. So, outside of that, man, still just want to wish everybody a happy New Year, bro. Hope everybody prosper this year, whatever it may be, man. Family, financially, work, whatever it may be, man. I hope everybody just, have a better year than the last year.
5, what's up? Take us home.
Man, I'd like to give a shout out to you guys, man. New year, same show, but we're gonna do it better, man. So, I appreciate you guys, but let me on here, and man, we're gonna take this thing to another level, man. And then second, on the sports side, man, I really want to give a shout out to Michael Penix Jr.
I was just about to play it. I got you. Hold on, big dog. I got you.
I'm not no quitter. I gonna say I was gonna quit. You know, it did get hard for me at times, you know, but you know, I had to lean on the ones that I love the most, man. But it means a lot, you know, to be here. You know, I'm super blessed, and I gotta thank the man above. You know, I gotta thank God for everything that, you know, he's put me through to get to this point, man. It's been a blessing, and you know, I've been enjoying the journey.
Congratulations, enjoy.
All right, thank you. Dade City, Tampa, Florida, we up. Hey, free Hooli. I remember you. I ain't forget about you, brother. Love y'all.
Sean.
Took the words out my head, big dog. Go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you.
Hey, he say free the guys, man. So we got to free the guys.
You heard?
Man, you know what I'm saying? And man, but a lot of people know now. But man, he's got one of the best comeback stories probably in sports history. To be honest with you, overcame 2 ACL injuries. He's gonna be playing at a national championship. So I mean, big shout out to him, man. His parents come to every game. They shouted out his parents at the game last time. So shout out that black family, man. That's really has overcame a lot, man, to get where they're going. So, man, I love to see it, and man, it's been a blessing, you know. And I wish them the best of luck in the championship game.
Hey, finally got a chance to put it together.
Dog, that man had 4
like
straight
you said,
years
injury.
be injured because of injury, dog. That's cold.
When he was out there, you always seen the talent with him, but now he finally healthy, got some pieces around him, good coaching, able to put everything together, man. That's a blessing.
It was a win for college football last weekend too, man.
Amazing games. Hell yeah.
Those were some of the
get the SEC out of here.
Games, man, I think I've seen all year. So
that's going to do it for us, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in every time we got the new batch of Yellow Top. Make sure y'all check in with us each and every time we do it. We already told y'all where we at. We everywhere that podcast live, man. It's first episode of 2024 in the bag. More to come. Stay tuned. Bigger things, bigger dreams in the 2-4. I'm with the 4 horsemen, including myself. Make sure y'all get in with us. Check out the mailbag, the Hitmen Podcast at gmail.com. Hit us up on the socials. And in the 24, you can't forget it. We ain't going to let you forget it.
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to acknowledge it.
Better believe it.
All right, it was a miracle. Can we go now?
Y'all be safe. We'll catch y'all next week. We gone. Holla.
Target center.